Think about those big moments,
Hmm.
when a leader is nearing the end and there's this huge task.
Yeah, like passing the baton.
Exactly. Passing the baton and trusting someone else to carry it forward.
It's a classic theme, and actually, it's right at the heart of our deep dive today. We're looking into the Bible, specifically First Chronicles chapter 28.
Ah, okay. So this is where King David is speaking, right? To the leaders and to his son Solomon.
That's the one. It's a pivotal moment. David had this deep-seated desire to build a temple for God, a permanent home for the Ark of the Covenant.
He really wanted to do it himself. Had even started gathering materials, I believe.
He had, but the message from God was clear. David wouldn't build it.
No, it was meant for Solomon, his son.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's our starting point, David's reaction to that.
Right. Because he could have been bitter, couldn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Imagine pouring your heart into something, gathering resources, making plans, only to be told, nope, not you. Your son will do it.
Yeah, tough to swallow. But that's not what we see here, is it?
Not at all. What we see is acceptance. Humility, really. He accepts God's plan, even though it overrides his own very noble desire.
So this obedience, it's not just gritting his teeth and doing it. It feels more like aligning himself,
Yeah.
you know,
I think that's a great way to put it. Aligning with a purpose bigger than his personal ambition.
which makes you think, doesn't it,
Yeah.
about our own goals. How often do we struggle when things don't go exactly how we planned?
All the time. And David's example here, it kind of challenges us to think about whether our role might be different, maybe even more impactful than the one we initially envisioned for ourselves.
It's about contribution, not just control.
Exactly. Discerning between what I want and what needs to be done, maybe through someone else.
And David didn't just, fade away.
Yeah.
He actively stepped in to help Solomon.
He really did. This is where the leadership transition aspect comes in. He gathers all the leaders of Israel.
Makes it public?
Very public. He encourages Solomon directly, tells him God will be with him. And then get this, he provides the plans.
Not just vague ideas, but detailed blueprints.
Incredibly detailed. The text says these plans came to him by the Spirit. So divinely inspired plans.
That's amazing. So he's mentoring Solomon, giving him everything he needs to succeed.
It's a fantastic model for passing on responsibility, isn't it? No resentment, just full support, wisdom, resources. Compare that to how messily transitions can go sometimes.
Oh, yeah. In work, families, anywhere, really. This is constructive.
And the plans themselves, the detail is staggering.
Right. You mentioned that. What kind of details are we talking about?
Okay, so the Bible lists patterns for, well, everything. The porch, the main building, the treasuries, upper rooms, inner rooms, the place for the mercy seat, the lid on the ark,
Wow.
patterns for the courts, the surrounding chambers, the treasuries for sacred gifts, organizing the priests and Levites.
The logistics, too.
Oh, yeah. Logistics, roles, responsibilities, even the specific weight of gold and silver needed for all the items.
Weights. Like for the candlesticks and lamps.
Candlesticks, lamps, tables, forks, bowls, cups, the altar of incense, even the design for the cherubim chariot above the ark. It's all laid out.
That level of preparation is intense.
It really underscores something vital, doesn't it? Even for a task given by God, maybe especially for such a task, planning matters. Vision matters.
You can't just rely on faith alone. You need to do the groundwork.
Faith and works, right. Diligent preparation seems key, whether it's building a temple or, tackling a major project in our own lives today, having that clear roadmap.
And David keeps telling Solomon, be strong, be courageous.
Yes, that encouragement is woven throughout. Be strong and of good courage and do it. Do not be afraid and do not be dismayed, for the Lord God, my God, is with you.
He knew it wouldn't be easy, even with the plans.
Absolutely. Plans are one thing, execution is another. Challenges always arise. So that call to courage, rooted in faith that God is present, is crucial.
And he also pushes Solomon on his inner state, right? Knowing and serving God.
Yes, very strongly. He tells him to know the God of his father and serve him with a perfect heart and a willing mind.
Perfect heart, willing mind. What does that really mean here?
Well, it seems to point towards wholeheartedness, not just going through the motions, but genuine devotion, sincerity, and intent. He even links it directly to God's awareness. God searches all hearts, understands all intentions.
And there's a consequence mentioned too, isn't there? Seek him and find him, forsake him, and
He will cast you off forever, stark warning. It emphasizes that this relationship, this service, requires ongoing conscious commitment. It's about your whole being, not just your actions.
okay, so let's try and tie this all together. We've got David's obedience, his mentorship, the meticulous planning, the call for courage, and this emphasis on wholehearted devotion.
Yeah.
How does revisiting this ancient story actually help, strengthen our faith today?
Great question. I think each element offers something practical. David's acceptance. It encourages us to trust God's timing and purpose, even when it redirects our own plans. It builds faith by fostering humility.
Okay, trusting the bigger picture. What about the mentorship?
That reminds us that faith often grows in community, through support, helping others succeed, sharing what we know that strengthens everyone's faith, including our own. It reflects God's generosity.
Right, passing it on and the planning.
Planning shows that faith isn't passive. It involves diligence, using the minds and skills God gave us. Preparing well for tasks, big or small, honors God and builds confidence, a form of practical faith.
So faith fuels action, and action requires planning. Makes sense.
Then there's the courage. Facing challenges, whether personal struggles or big responsibilities, requires courage rooted in the belief that God is with us. Remembering that promise, like David told Solomon, directly bolsters our faith when things get tough.
Leaning on that promise. And finally, the wholehearted service.
That's perhaps the deepest connection. Serving God in our work, our families, our communities with sincerity, with a willing mind, transforms mundane actions into acts of worship. It deepens our relationship with God because it's about our inner orientation towards Him. It's about integrity.
So these aren't just like historical footnotes. They're active principles.
Exactly. Trusting God's plan, supporting others, preparing diligently, acting courageously because of faith, and serving with genuine devotion. These are all concrete ways to live out and strengthen faith in the complexities of our lives right now. They offer real guidance.
Okay, so a quick recap then. We've touched on accepting God's will over our own desires, like David did.
The value of positive mentorship and support in transitions.
The crucial role of careful planning and preparation, even in faith-driven projects.
The absolute necessity of courage and faith, knowing God is with us.
And the power of serving with a whole heart with true devotion.
Which really leads to a question for you, listening right now.
Yeah.
Considering your own life, the challenges you face, the opportunities before you, where could applying these specific principles, obedience to a bigger purpose, diligent preparation, wholehearted devotion, where could that most significantly strengthen your faith and maybe your impact on the world?
That's definitely something to chew on. Where could you apply this?
It's worth reflecting on.
Absolutely. We'd encourage you, maybe go back and read 1 Chronicles 28 yourself. Sit with these ideas.
See how these timeless truths might speak to your situation today.